Holiday shopping sure isn't what it used to be. Consumers took to the internet Thursday and Friday, spending an estimated $4.5 billion online, with Black Friday sales rising more than 14% from a year ago, according to Adobe Systems. And this year, more people shopped online than in stores, according to a National Retail Federation survey. And joining us now to discuss what all this means for American shopping habits is WSJ Corporate Bureau Chief Marcelo Prince. Marcelo, thanks for being here. So what I found most interesting about the numbers coming out of this weekend, not only did more people shop online than went to stores, but more people shopped from mobile than from their laptop.
That's right. And a couple different studies showed that more than half of the people who did online shopping actually did it on their phone. IBM said it was 57%, which is amazing.
So interesting. I find that fascinating because I don't find many of the mobile platforms still that user-friendly.
That's true. And in fact, some companies are still working on it. There were a couple of retailers this holiday. Nordstrom was one, JCPenney another, that came out with apps that were specifically targeted towards mobile shopping. So the inventory was different, and it's almost more like a snackable purchase where you don't have to go through the whole process, which can be still a bit tedious.
Right, but it sounds like stores need to get on top of this for next year, right?
Exactly.
Mobile is they've got to get that ready to go. So looking at then the brick and mortar stores that didn't see the kind of foot traffic that perhaps they were expecting, we'd heard in the past all of these stories about stores opening earlier, staying open later, opening even on Thanksgiving. Right. Does that seem unnecessary now?
Certainly is looking that way, and in fact some companies have pulled back a little bit. It used 2 or 3 years ago, nobody was open on Thanksgiving. They've all moved into Thanksgiving, and the hours got earlier and earlier. That has really stalled now, and that what they're seeing is all it does is pull sales from Friday into Thanksgiving. It's not really clear that it adds to the amount of money people are spending.
Right.
So the stores also find that to be kind of unprofitable business because you got to pay extra overtime, and then after the initial doorbusters, they find that the traffic really does go down.
Absolutely. And so did industry experts also say that the shopping habit looks to be spread out a little bit more now? It's not all happening.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the whole Black Friday phenomenon has kind of been diluted, right? The sales start as early as October and they run through December, and with online shopping, there's less of an incentive to get it done at that time. And the companies themselves are responding by putting some of the same doorbusters that you used to have to go in the store. Now you can get them online, and you can get them online before they're in the store.
Yeah, I mean, as a shopper, you almost feel like it's a little bit of the boy who cried wolf. You know, this Friday, the last time you're going to see the deal. Then we've extended it through Sunday. Then now it's Cyber Monday. You know? So,
absolutely, you're absolutely right. And every day is a 20% off email. Right. That's absolutely right. And what you're seeing is that the retailers are trying to outdo each other with these kinds of promotions. And so one of the things you're seeing is that even though more people are shopping, they're not necessarily spending more than they might have just because the discounts are bringing down their ticket.
Right. Is it too early to tell how this season is shaping up?
I think so. I mean, going into the season, a bunch of the retailers, Macy's and others, had warned that inventories were kind of high. They were blaming the weather.
Yeah.
So they kind of went into it in not a great position, and it'll be interesting to see how. One of the things I think you'll see is in December they're going to pull forward a lot of the discounting that they usually waited until the end to offer you.
Very interesting. I've noticed specifically deep discounts in apparel. Is that something that you're noticing across
that's
that
interesting.
industry?
Yeah, I mean, apparel is sort of one area where there was a lot of stuff because the weather in the fall was warm in most of the country. Electronics actually has not been great according to the data that we're seeing. There isn't a must-have. I mean, there's a new Apple Watch, but a lot of the video game systems and TVs have been out for a while, so electronics looks not to be great.
So people are spending their money all different places. There's not one sort of...
No, and I mean, they're spending it also on like experiences, like going out to dinner and maybe entertainment, and not spending as much on apparel or gifts.
I like that. They say experiences are the things we remember that we keep with us. Marcelo Prince, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We're going to